Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me if you enjoyed the video, and drop your comments. Love the comments. Definitely love the comments. It's been a lot of comments since the last video I dropped and went on my RJ rant. And interestingly, RJ struggled again. He probably I think he actually had one of his worst games that I've ever seen of his. And it comes on the heels of me defending him and it's going to challenge our patience. And I'm still going to remain patient with him. I've seen him do it before, and he will do it again, so I'm not going to lose patience. But the beautiful thing is, the Knicks finally snapped. I think they lost 9 games in a row or something to the Nets. They finally took care of business against the Brooklyn Nets. Took them down 124-106. And the Nets were, that score is not really indicative of how close the game was for a very long time. I mean, mostly for about two and a half quarters, almost 3 full quarters. It was a battle. They were right there, only sometimes at 5 points behind. Sometimes they came back and took the lead. So it's really interesting that the Knicks were finally able to pull away in the fourth quarter. A lot of it has to do because of that man, Josh Hart, and his former Villanova buddy, who they won a ring with. They won, well, I don't know if they give you rings. I keep saying ring, but I don't know if they give you a ring in college, but they won the championship together. Jalen Brunson, another 40-point effort tonight. Outstanding. And this is courtesy of JD sent me this stat. Jalen Brunson is the first player in Knicks history with multiple 40-plus points in a game, 5+ assists, and 70% shooting in a single season. He is the first player in Knicks history to have multiple games of 40 points, 5 assists, and 70% shooting. Outstanding. I am stunned by what I watched tonight. He just destroyed those Nets. And it was great because for a while the Knicks were kind of struggling. They really were. So we needed him to provide that kind of leadership. He was breaking them down. He broke ankles. I forgot who it was, but he made them. He made them look silly. I think it was Joe Harris. I'm not sure, but it was a sight to behold. Everything was working for him. His step back 3 was working for him. Everything. I am so impressed by Jalen Brunson. This was his statement game. He's like, oh, okay, all right. If Jaylen Brown doesn't play in the All-Star game, it's got to be me. And this is why. This 40 burger right here. 40 on 71% field goal shooting. I mean, that kind of efficiency is beyond belief. I'm still kind of, when I look at this, I still don't even believe it, honestly. I really got to hand it to him. And 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. That's right. In fact, let me just make sure about that. Because, yes, 0 turnovers. I'm stunned. I am stunned right now. And it takes a lot to make me stunned, to be honest. And this is it. I knew he'd be good on this team. I just didn't think he'd be this good. I really didn't. I am completely floored by what I have been watching. Yes, 0 turnovers. In fact, the Knicks as a team really held onto the ball very well. Only 8 turnovers total. And 3 of them were by RJ. One of them was a silly one. It shouldn't have been called, attributed to him. But still, the Knicks took care of the ball. We did not win the rebounding battle, but we'll get into all of that here. Not going to have highlights for you tonight. They just weren't ready, so going to keep going. Here we go. So, Knicks Muse tweeted this out. Jalen Brunson last 4 days. On Friday, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 9 dimes, 63% field goal shooting. Saturday, 38 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% field goal shooting. And then Monday, 40, like I just told you, 42 and 5 on 71%. Unbelievable. And you can't get through a recap here without an Ian Begley tweet. This is he's quoting Tom Thibodeau here. A lot of dirty work and also the glue of your team. His competitive spirit is special, Tom Thibodeau, on impact of new Josh Hart. Hart had 27 points on 10 of 14 shooting 4 of 6 from the three in 28 minutes during New York's 18 win over tonight. Oh, 18. Okay, I get it. Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Josh Hart he's injected a fire in this team now, and I really think it's gonna be sustainable. His shooting is not gonna be sustainable. He's not this type of a shooter, but I think he's been so reinvigorated by this trade. Coming back east, coming to the Garden, playing with his former Wildcat teammate who he had great success with before. The Knicks are an exciting team right now, climbing the charts. So this was climbing the charts. I like that. I feel like this is going to continue, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be interesting to see how Thibs manages the minutes. He played 28 minutes tonight. Let's see. Of course, no Deuce. Deuce came in for it was a total blowout by the end of the fourth quarter. That's when Deuce came in. Obi did play almost 16 minutes. Almost 16 minutes for Obi, which is awesome. Only 32 minutes for Julius. So I like seeing that. 35 minutes for Brunson. Brunson was taken out early because the game became a blowout. They didn't want out there on the court during garbage time. And Emmanuel Quickly, he got his minutes though. He played 27, almost 28 minutes. But again, that also was there for the garbage time. So it's going to be interesting. I keep going forward because Grimes only played 22 minutes and he's been averaging 35 minutes per game since December 4th. So it's going to be good. But I like it because this is going to keep this team fresher. Injecting a guy who can absorb about an average of 25 to 35 minutes each night is really going to be beneficial for everybody. It's going to help them be their best selves. All right, let's keep going here. Here we go. Let's get to the stats. Julius, he got off to a really good start, but he cooled off. 18 points, but still got his 10 rebounds. Only 1 of 6 from the three-point line, and 4 dimes for him. Man, some beautiful dimes. I think most of those were all in the first quarter or in the first half. Beautiful dimes. Jericho Smith, 7 rebounds, only 2 points. He played an effective game. I thought he played well compared to how he has been playing as of late. And his center mate, look, they split the minutes perfectly, 24 minutes each pretty much. Isaiah Hartenstein, 3 of 3. With 5 rebounds for him and 1 assist. He got 8 points. So from the center position, we got 10 points and 12 rebounds. Very efficient, very effective. I love that. But Jalen Brunson, 15 of 21, 6 of 9 from the three-point line, 5 assists, 40 points in 36 minutes. Outstanding. The man, I'm still just shaking my head. And then RJ Barrett got off to a bad start again, contributed a little more in the second half, but then when he got subbed out of the game, he went to the locker room. So I don't know what happened, but he did come back out. He was on the bench for the close of the game. So something might be up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just had to go to the bathroom. Who knows? But something's up with him. I definitely think he is battling some kind of ailment of some kind. So I think we'll hear about it later on. He doesn't like to share that with people. That's one thing for sure. He usually tells you later. He's like, oh, well, a month ago I was battling something, blah, blah, blah. That's how he is. So it's very low key in terms of that. Like I mentioned, Obi Toppin, only 1 of 4. Oh man, he had this one beautiful finger roll, like up and under, like it almost went in. I would have loved it. I think he got the foul call on that one. 2 points for him, but I liked his defense. I thought Obi played some of his best defense that I've seen from him as of late. Now, it's not saying much. He's not, a good defender, but he definitely was much more engaged, much more connected to the offensive player. He didn't get burned. There were 1 or 2 times where he did get burned here and there, but in general, he played a pretty good defense. He used his length. To a big advantage in this game. That was great. Even Evan Fournier got in for a couple of minutes of garbage time, but look at those 2 at the bottom. Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickly. Look at that. Hart in 28 minutes, 10 of 14, 4 of 6. Like I said before, 27 points. But look at Quick. 14 points, 4 of 9, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Very effective. Very effective. He was breaking down that defense. I love the way he got into the paint. he totally cooked somebody. I can't remember, and he just got right past it. Maybe it might have been Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie did some cooking himself. He was cooking us. The Knicks shot 15 of 34 from the three-point line, 44.1%. Excellent. Still need those three-point attempts to go up. Need those to go up. 34 is not going to be enough. You need to be up around 38. But overall, look at that field goal shooting. The Knicks, 54.2%. And a lot of that has to be attributed to Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, the former Villanova Wildcat boys. All right. So here is the plus minus. As you can see, Sims was a minus 11, interestingly, and RJ was a minus 7. Randall, plus 14. Brunson, a plus 23. Outstanding. Look at Isaiah Hartenstein, a plus 29. Knicks had 4 players with a plus 20 plus in plus minus tonight. Isaiah Hartenstein plus 29, Josh Hart plus 25, and Emmanuel Quickley a plus 22. Even Obi Toppin got in the plus column there with a plus 4. Only minus were Sims, Barrett, and Grimes. And I saw Quentin Grimes struggling defensively again. He was getting hurt by he struggled guarding Dinwiddie often, and then sometimes it was Brunson on Dinwiddie, but often it was Grimes. And in the first half, mostly Spencer Dinwiddie was hurting us, and it was Grimes who was getting burned in that respect. But he cooled off in the second half. He did end up with 28 points on 8 of 21 shooting, 3 of 10 from the three-point line, 4 assists. And Cam Johnson, 5 of 10, 14 points, the new net from Phoenix, along with his former Phoenix teammate, Mikal Bridges, in 29 minutes. Mikal Bridges struggled. I actually thought that RJ did a decent job on Bridges for moments there, and then I think also Grimes had some of that challenge as well. I think Hart as well. I think they just shifted different guys. They put different guys on him to give him different looks, which is smart to do. Bryce O'Neal, 2 of 5, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, only 8 points. As you can see, the Nets are. Cam Thomas. I don't know what happened. That guy scored 40 points in 3 games in a row, and now he doesn't start. He only played 20 minutes. It's weird to see how guys can just go in and out so quickly. It is the NBA. The Nets shot 12 of 29 from the three-point line, 41.4%. So because they didn't shoot that many, they didn't connect on as many, we didn't need to necessarily shoot as many as well. But when it comes to playing against teams that really can shoot that three-point shot, we are going to have to up our attempts overall. Here are the team comps, the team comparisons. The Knicks really just pulled away in that fourth quarter. That's when it really happened, in that fourth quarter, because the game at the half was where were we here at the half? The game was 61 to 58 at the half. 61 to 58. The Knicks were behind, and then the third quarter, we just destroyed them. Knicks outscored them 35-22, and they were totally destroying them in the fourth quarter as well, outscoring them 31-23 to pull away and finish 124-106. The rebounding was even, 48 each, as you can see here. The assists also were even, 18, only 18 assists, which is weird, but that's I do want to see more ball movement. I definitely want to see more ball movement. I don't want us to get into some bad habits. But when you have a guy connecting on 71% of his shots, it's hard to argue with that. Let's see. The turnovers, both teams took care of the ball tonight, but the Knicks did a better job at it. As you can see, the Knicks outshot in field goal percentage. They were tremendous. 54.9% tonight. That's outstanding. The free throw line, still a concern. Knicks only connected on 73.1%. But look at the second chance points. Brooklyn got beat us a lot of second chance points, and that was earlier in those first 3 quarters where they were hanging around. 17-9 over us. Points in the paint, we own that. We were a plus 10 there. And in fast break points, we were a plus 3. And we saw Josh Hart, what he provides in the fast break and transition. He's a grab-and-go guy. He beat the entire Nets squad for a beautiful layup. I was an outstanding play at that moment. Here we go. One thing I wanted to see were the points off turnovers. So you can see, Brooklyn got 14 points off of the turnovers. What's the next major stat here? The fouls. The Knicks are fouling a lot. 24. I guess not so bad tonight. The largest lead was 25, and we were once down by 4. This was a fun game. It was a weird game. But it really feels good to finally beat the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, we should have beaten them before. Honestly, we were there, and we gave away leads. We should have beaten them before. Finally, we're able to take care of business, and it's important because, before we look at this, we're going to look at the standings. I want to show you this. New York Basketball tweeted this out about RJ's first half struggles in the last 2 weeks. In the first half versus the Lakers, he was 1 of 8. Versus the Heat, 4 of 11. Versus the Clippers, 2 of 11. Jesus, that's some bad starts. Versus the Magic, 1 of 7. Versus the Sixers, he actually got off to a decent start, 4 of 6, but did commit 3 turnovers, as New York Basketball likes to point out there. Against the Jazz, 1 of 5. And against the Nets tonight, 0 of 5. That's how you got off. That's how you, in the first half. I'm convinced there's something happening here because this is a guy who definitely has provided some tremendous moments for us already in his 4 brief seasons. Even this season, he's already had 5 games of scoring over 30 points, and he even had 1 game of scoring. That's his. Oh no, it is this year. Nice. In those games right here, going back to the Lakers. RJ ended up with 13 against the Lakers, but he ended up with 30 against the Heat. He ended up with 14 against the Clippers, and he didn't play against... Oh, yeah, that's right. He did not dress for that game. He played against the Magic. He ended up with just 15. He ended up with 19 against the Phillies, and then against the Jazz, he ended up with 20. So he gets off to cold starts, but he's able to come around normally and contribute. But he's definitely going through a funky period right now. Since he's come back from his injury here, let's see, he's still averaging 20.8 points per game, but he's only shooting 33.7% from the three-point line in the last 16 games. And I told you the other day that he had been averaging 38% from the three-point line in his last 30 games. So he's going through a rough patch right now. Just got to keep going. This is part of the development process. He will learn, and he will come back and prove our faith in him correct. Here is the standings. The Knicks are now only a half game behind the Miami Heat because they lost tonight, and because we beat Brooklyn, we're only 2 games behind Brooklyn Nets. So when I put out that video before, can the Knicks be the 4th seed again? Well, it would require them catching up to the Cavaliers, who had won 6 in a row. And the Bucks have won 10 in a row. So some teams are getting really hot right now. So the Cavs might be tough to catch, but I'll tell you, the 5th seed is definitely much within reach. In fact, in the next game, the Heat and the Nets play are against each other. So and the Knicks play the Hawks, who are right behind them. So if the Knicks can beat the Hawks, they will gain on. Well, they'll gain on definitely one of the 2 teams in front of them. If the Nets somehow beat them, the Knicks will jump into 6th. If the Nets beat the Heat, the Knicks will jump into 6th place. But if the Heat beat the Nets, then let's see. If the Knicks win, the Heat beat. I will still be in 7th place. So, but it's exciting. It's a great place to be, especially with just 1 game left before the All-Star break. I'm so happy that the Knicks took care of business. If they can beat the Hawks, they'll go into the All-Star break on a 3-game winning streak. Let's do it. I want to see that. Josh Hart, you have made a tremendous difference on this team. You've provided a spark and a desire to, you actually have unleashed the dog, I think, in a lot of the players on this team as well. We even saw RJ in the previous game diving on the floor for a loose ball. Rarely do we even see that. So I'm loving the impact he's having on this team. Whether it's lasting, that's TBD. I think it will. I think it definitely will. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Hit the thumbs up button for me if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Almost at 7,000. And drop your comments. Love the comments. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.